Hi guys, Jurassic Junkie here, and I've been waiting for tonight just so I can crack into this beer, so welcome to the Friday Night Rant. So yes, with it being a new year, I'm trying to be healthy now, and I've cut my alcohol down to absolutely nothing. Last time I drank was last Friday night when I had that bit of whiskey, and I haven't drank since, so I'm looking forward to this beer, which is a Belgian wheat beer, which is orange peel and coriander. So there is a very random drink this week, but I am a fan of wheat beer, so let's see how she goes. Smells odd. Tastes odd. That tastes shit. It's not very, that's very rare for me to pick a bad one. The only thing which is nice is you got the taste of beer, then all of the other stuff they added is just shit. Yes, so don't go to Marks and Spencer's and buy that, that's terrible. Glad I looked forward to it for 7 days now. So, I'm gonna rant a fair bit on this Friday Night Rant, surprisingly. So just get the little bits of news out of the way. First thing is, a few people may already know about this, but if you don't, go and check it out. It's a game called Binary Domain. Now, I knew nothing about this, and it actually comes out next month, I believe, and it looks pretty amazing. The entire concept is it kind of feels like iRobot, where there's some artificial intelligence and they're going around killing people, and you've got to stop them. But the story actually looks a lot better than I've just described. Now, this game's completely gone under my radar. I didn't see it whatsoever. Watched a video by it, and I was like, wow, this kind of looks like Deus Ex, and it really looks nice, and I want to play it. And then at the end of it, it was made by Sega. Now that's cool because, to tell the truth, obviously Sega do some decent games. I'm trying to find it right now. Here we go. Right, so for instance, House of the Dead. Now, obviously, great fun game, but the thing that always puts me off by Sega, the actual graphics are always horse. Like, I know games aren't about graphics, don't get me wrong, but it really does detract if they're trying to be serious and give you a serious story. If the characters are so wooden and you can't believe it, it does detract from it. Now, this looks like it's absolutely smooth as anything, and it's just excited me that I can buy a Sega product that actually looks really, really good. Like I say, I'm not slating Sega, it's just sometimes I feel slightly let down by the way it feels. They feel like you're playing Dreamcast games all the time. I don't know why. It's not a bad thing, Dreamcast is awesome, but it doesn't feel like they've come to current gen kind of standard of how graphics look. Like I say, it's not about graphics, but anyway, if you've not seen it, go and check it out because the game looks amazing. So there's always been this argument where people are saying, obviously, first-person shooters kind of glorify war, they make it fun, and it's just like, obviously, makes kids think war's acceptable, and all these comments always get flying about, no matter what, they'll always be there. And sometimes, like, yeah, fair enough, I can understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, I know that's a game, and I also know war is completely different, and obviously the two different things. So it's best that there is a clear line, and youngsters know the difference between the two. So the US Army have decided they want to blur it a bit more. So the US Army now are actually making official guns for the, I think it's the PlayStation Move, but it just says controllers. So they're bringing out official US Army headsets, controllers and backpacks, I think it said. I don't know what the backpacks are actually going to do. So now the US Army are actually jumping on to the consoles merchandise thing. So they're now selling Army stuff. So when you're playing Battlefield, you can actually be having a real army replica. So now people who are going to complain and saying like, oh, that's too realistic, it's like war, that's now merging a lot more now because you are buying official things from out of the game, out of real war even. See, I'm even confused. That's how much the lines are blurred. So blurred? I don't even know what I'm talking about. It's this damn Belgian wheat beer, but you know what I'm saying. I just think that's quite weird that the US Army would cash in on it. Now, fair enough, it's a franchise like anything, do you know what I mean? They need to make money to be able to buy bombs, and it's just weird that they're actually going to do it. I don't know what to think of it. It just kind of freaked me out a bit and went, that's a bit odd. Still not growing on me. Right, so the other thing, bit bad news this week, sad news. I think I talked about it last week. Sometimes I get confused because I talk to people about games, I talk on headset about games, I do a podcast occasionally, then I do these videos, and then I do the website, Gaming Unity, and it's confusing what information I've passed to people. But I think I spoke about Interplay versus Bethesda on about Fallout's MMO. If I didn't, very quick thing, Interplay made Fallout 1 and 2. Then it got passed to Bethesda, who did Fallout 3 and New Vegas, but when it got past them, they also took the game rights with it. Interplay have now sorted themselves out and says, right, we're going to make the MMO, and they've gone off to make it, and obviously Bethesda's turned around and says, well, you haven't got the rights to that game now, so you can't make a game for that because it's our game. So it went to court, and it came out this week. Verdict's in, jury said the 2 cents. And Interplay lost, so the MMO is no more. There is obviously some screenshots. I don't think there was ever a video, but there was a lot of information out there. So the thing is, that game was in development, and now it's been completely axed. So we no longer have a chance of a Fallout MMO, which is a shame, because that's probably the best MMO I could possibly think to play. But it doesn't mean it's never going to happen. Bethesda could still create it themselves, but the thing is, nothing's been said yet, so if they are going to create it, we're going to have to wait for the entire thing to be done. Whereas with Interplay, obviously it was halfway through the work, so we would have got it sooner rather than later if they would have won the lawsuit. But it can't be helped. So, right, I'm going to kick off with it. Roll the music. Right, EA time. Right, where do we start? I bloody hate this company. First of all then, Battlefield 3 to play. EA's released a version of Battlefield which is online and it's completely free. You can download it right now and play it. And as I've spoken in the past, free to play games obviously survive on microtransactions. So you buy games, perks, skins, and that's how the game survives. And I completely agree with it, that's a fine way of doing things. But EA, very clever people, turn around and says, right, cool, everyone's got the weapons, everyone's happy, okay, right, we're going to release some weapons now, and they're going to be pretty good, because obviously if there was crap, no one would buy them, so we're going to make these weapons pretty good. If you buy them, you're probably going to get an advantage on somebody, which is a shame. Anyone who's not willing to pay is probably going to get shot by these better weapons, but that's the way the world works, money talks and everything. So the players have gone round and gone, we'll have a piece of that, I'll have that weapon, thank you, and they purchased it. Then EA's turned around and gone, actually, that weapon's a bit too good. It's a bit unbalanced, isn't it? Let's nerf it. Let's drop the settings so it's like a standard gun. And that's it. So everyone's gone, okay, right, I understand you've nerfed it, you know what I mean, keep it balanced and all, but we did purchase a weapon which is more powerful, and now it's a normal weapon. So what did we purchase? Are we getting a refund? Are you going to give us something else in return? EA's done nothing. So all they've done is, it's like the equivalent of going up to somebody saying, look, there's a glass of water or there's a glass of really nice whiskey, but the whiskey's more expensive. And you're like, I'll have the whiskey, and then turn around and go, well, the whiskey's been replaced with water now. Here you go. You're like, well, I've just paid for the whiskey. No, we've changed it. You brought it and then we changed it. So it's just, I can't believe EA's, well, I can't, it's EA. So right, this is the thing that's killing me now. EA's damaging a franchise that I love, I believe. Now, the franchise is obviously this, Mass Effect. I love Mass Effect. It's my #1 game ever, and I just think it's an absolutely awesome thing. Now, the first thing is what they've actually decided to do. There's a game coming out called Kingdom of Amalur. I think it's called Reckoning, that's it. Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning. Right, this game was actually created by, Big Giant Games? Can't remember, that's a guess, complete guess, because I didn't write that down. But yeah, this company is obviously just making that game, and at the same time, BioWare are making Mass Effect. 2 different companies whatsoever. But apparently now, if you get the demo for Kingdom of Amalur, you'll actually be unlocking stuff in Mass Effect. And if you play the Mass Effect demo, you'll be unlocking stuff in the Kingdom. Now, that's weird because these are 2 separate, different companies. But the only link they have together is they are owned by EA. So EA are now just actually merging 2 games together, and if you play one, you will unlock stuff out the other. Now, the reason for this is quite simple. They want everyone to play both demos, because obviously you'll play the demo and go, that's actually quite a good game, I'll buy that, and then you go out and buy it. Now, it's a clever tactic, don't get me wrong, but the thing is, that's damaging, because, so I'm probably not going to play this demo, I'm going to go into Mass Effect, and I won't be able to get this weapon. And the thing is, I don't even want this weapon, because the weapon isn't a Mass Effect weapon, it's a Kingdom of Amalur weapon put into Mass Effect. So this is obviously all knights and wizards and stuff like that, and Mass Effect completely different. So you're going to get like knight armor in Mass Effect. Now the thing is what is damaging Mass Effect is, like, obviously I'm such a big fan, I've got like the collector's edition, I read the wikis, I read all the books, I do everything, and I love to get background information of why the weapons work like that and where that came from and what race made that different thing. Now, if I'm ever reading it and it's like, why is there a night armor? It'll be like, oh, because EA did an offer. I'm like, whoa, that's detracting me a bit. You know what I mean? I'm used to the universe saying, well, the collectors had this technology and then they sold it to the humans, and that's like, oh, that's a bit of a story. What's the story behind that? EA had a promotion on. And it's just like, it's damaging, completely damaging the franchise. And the thing is, it doesn't just stop there. Now, this could be BioWare or it could be EA. I would say it's EA, but we don't know. With the new Mass Effect coming out, loads of new merchandise coming out, which is awesome. They're going to be releasing some new figures, which is cool. I don't mind figures. £15 a figure. I'm alright with that. I'll buy them. And they're going to do that. Apart from the company that's making all these figures and all the other merch and stuff like that, aren't allowed to make the one for Liara. Now, the weird thing is, the Liara one is being made by a Japanese company that specialise in making sexy statues. And the name for these sexy statues, can't remember the word, but I Wikipedia'd it, and it simply means young girls, sexy girls, under the age of people who have passed university. So, in other words, it's trying to say schoolgirls without saying the word schoolgirls. And yeah, so sexy schoolgirls, this is what this company specialises in. So, EA, or it could have been Bethesda, BioWare, but I believe EA have obviously said, right, you know what I mean, this is a sexy alien, sex her up even more. So, there's some pictures, I might even put them on there. She ain't got a flat chest, but she hasn't got massive boobs at the same time, and this statue has. Now, before I get some of these clever people, which I've been arguing on all week about this on the forums, and some people go, well, you don't know anything, do you, because they've actually reduced her boobs ready for release. Well, I've also looked at them pictures and her boobs are still bloody big. Now, this, to me, I'm just like, one, they've changed the face, she's a lot more cuter. So, for fun, I'm like, yeah, I like to buy like a Miranda figure or a Shepard figure because they look like the people in the game. Now, she doesn't look like that thing from the game. And at the same time, they're going to make this figure £50. Well, it's a statue. They're going to make it £50, so it's a lot more expensive. And it just seemed like they're trying to cash in on these people who collect these sexy schoolgirl statues. So it just sounds like now, not only are they using Mass Effect to sell demos, they're selling sexy statues. And it just sounds like it's a big money churning thing now. And don't get me wrong, to me it's probably not going to damage it because I'm going to jump in, fall in love with Mass Effect 3 and it's going to be absolutely awesome. But at the same time, just seeing what they're doing to it is just completely, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible what they're doing. And again, like I said, I don't know if this is EA or not, but with them charging £50 for this statue, they're obviously charging £650 for a gun replica as well, which is a bit crazy. And now they're releasing a £275 figure of Isaac from Dead Space, which also is owned by EA. Now, obviously, the people who made that could be charging in prices, but all this stuff, all these expensive things and these cross-selling things are all under one roof, and that's EA. And I said roof instead of roof. But like I say, it just seems like this is a real evil company, and they are damaging games and overcharging for figures, overcharging for the DLC, because I said last week they charged £100 for a car pack. Like, EA are tapped, and I don't know, I think... So yeah, it's sad. I don't want to leave it on that note because I feel like I'm really down now. And I'm like, oh, my franchise is gone, it's damaged. But no, Mass Effect's probably going to be awesome. But like I said, it's just EA's dirty tactics and they're a bad, bad company. Right, and that's it. So it's quite hard for me to tell actually how long a rant is, because sometimes, like I did with the EA stuff, I go on for a fair bit, and then when it comes to editing, I could chop it down to about 2 minutes and make the entire video about a 4-minute long video. So it's quite hard to tell if I'm on target or not for this week. So I'm going to leave us with the question of the week. With the new consoles on the horizon, some speculation, rumours, whatnot, are going about saying like the new consoles aren't going to have discs, it's going to be download only. And I don't think that's going to be the case. I think you're going to push download only more, definitely, because obviously that's where they wanted to go. But I don't think they could take physical discs away from us because there'll be an uprising. But yeah, just spitballing, pretending that it is. For instance, everybody always has a favourite console. Mine would be the 360. If your particular favourite console, the new generation one came out, and it was download only, would that actually make you go, I am not buying you, and I'll go and buy the PlayStation or the Nintendo, for instance. So goes with anybody. If you're a Nintendo fan and you're looking forward to the Wii U, if they turn around and say you're not going to have discs, everything's download only, you can never sell it, if you don't like it, there's no refunds, that's the way you're going, would you then turn around and go to a PlayStation and Xbox? So by them actually pulling out the full digital guns, would that be enough to make you stop buying that console? So yep, that's it. I've got Minecraft ready to rock and roll right now on my computer. It's a drug, I cannot stop it. I don't know why, because you just pick up blocks, well, smash blocks and place blocks, and that's all there is to it. But for some reason I was playing Uncharted, I really enjoyed that, and I was like, right, time for some Minecraft, and I jumped back on it again, so I can't stop playing it. But yes, we're planning to get a Minecraft server sorted out very soon. On Gaming Unity. So once it's up and running, I'll probably do a video and post it on the website. So if you are a Minecraft player, if you're one of the sad few of us and you do all want to play together, then at one point we should have a server and we can all jump on and create the world's giant penis. I don't know, whatever's on the cards, but we'll make something cool. So that's it. I'm going to then try and drink this beer. Nothing else to say apart from thank you very much for watching, guys. Cheers. Bye.